So right now we are seeing more and more accounts coming from animators at MAPPA Studios, and the situation is worse than we thought. I'd say these sorts of issues all of us are pretty much aware of. And for the people that are not aware, then that's pretty sad too. Because from what we see when it comes to the animation coming out of MAPPA Studios is phenomenal. It's amazing. These string of stories are coming out from people working on Jujutsu Kaisen, and I've been loving this series so far. I've caught up with the manga, and just re-watching these scenes by MAPPA Studios Animation is incredible. And just you tend to forget that these are issues that are prevalent not just in the animation industry, but across the entire media industry. And it's enough that all of this talk about these issues coming out of MAPPA Studios is enough that I hope will invoke some change. So there's been a lot of stories coming out of MAPPA Studios, but thankfully a Twitter user by the name of Epi has put together this string of comments from animators together in one place. So shout out to Epi. I'm going to be going through each one of these tweets that has come out with a story from a studio animator from MAPPA. So we're going to go through this together and just see exactly how bad the situation has been at MAPPA. So firstly, we have an account from one of the animators talking about the impossible and horrible schedules that they've been put working on Jujutsu Kaisen, and talking about how the higher-ups at MAPPA only really care about the end result and neglect the staff improvements. The worst thing is when all the staff work hard to complete a schedule that would normally be impossible to meet in time, and the people above them look at the results and think, I can't say anything, and fail to make improvements. I guess the cycle started when I completed one movie in 4 months. So this comment about completing a movie in 4 months is directly talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Film Zero, and how this movie is a $200 million grossing movie worldwide. Like, this is such a massive success. I don't know anything in terms of numbers like from other films, but $200 million for a anime film sounds really, really good. You think that with that money, there would be a lot of compensation for the animators that worked tirelessly on this. You would think that, but going into this, it talks about how this film that received that much of a reception worldwide was completed at a schedule of 4 months. Now, I've been trying to work on projects on this channel that take 4 months, and these are not even like big projects, but things get in the way and that sort of thing. But anyway, to complete a film like this, and look, the film is amazing. I've seen it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's an incredible film. Loved it. 4 months is insane. But when you compare it to the schedule of European and American films, the average time of animation production for any feature film is 2 to 3 years. And that's for American and European productions. That's insane. So now we're getting back into Jujutsu Kaisen anime episodes, and this is absolutely insane just hearing these comments. So, according to this, the staff have requested a delay for the episodes, but the production committee has turned these down, and according to this, anime episodes for Jujutsu Kaisen are being completed mere hours before being aired. These episodes are incredible. They're amazing. And by all accounts, you look at them and they look polished. But if this is true, and these episodes are being completed mere hours before being aired, how is that allowed? How many levels of hierarchy and production there has to be to oversee these conditions? And the fact that these episodes are being turned in hours before being aired, surely alarm bells must be going off, like across the board. After watching the anime for One Piece currently in the Wano arc, just seeing all the tweets and the comments about the recognition for the animators for those episodes, to see them just be praised for what they've done and the support that they've done in messages and tweets. Are there actually really nice conditions? And it's a lot better over in Toei from these animators that have come out with comments and tweets saying they've somewhat had a great time and they're really proud of their work? Or are there really the same kind of conditions? And they're putting on a brave face to be able to put their passions on the grander stage, where the One Piece Wano arc is the peak of One Piece at the moment in terms of, everything in the story. So to be able to be given that opportunity to put your own craft on that stage, are you going to be sitting on here complaining about the conditions, or are you going to be proud about what you've achieved? That could be the big thing that's happening between the two studios. It could be the same kind of conditions. But when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen at MAPPA, it could be far worse. And regardless of that, whether it's one's better than the other, they're just terrible conditions and they're going through a terrible time. Okay, so this next one really shocked me. And there's no real way to sort of preempt this. I'm just going to go and read it. And the subtext of what's been suggested, I'll let you just kind of soak this in as I'm trying to right now. Ukubo Shinosuke, who was the director of episode 12 in Jujutsu Kaisen, posted an image from Shirobako, an anime about producing an anime, trying to while visibly tired. The character in question is an animator in the story of the show. What can I really do in terms of making this stop, making this happen? These guys are clearly trying to make something happen. The least that I can do is be able to sit on here and give more awareness to this, and also create the conversation and let it keep going. So my fiancée Chloe works in the media industry, so I thought it'd be good to bring her in here to have her share her thoughts on this issue. So what exactly can you talk about in regards to these issues in the animation industry and your industry?
Yeah, so I was really interested when I heard about all of these issues happening in animation, because it's not an isolated issue to animation. This is a constant issue across the entire media industry, really. Like, I've worked in, radio, TV, and film, and digital, and all that jazz, and in every area of media, there's issues like this. There's examples of people being overworked, underpaid, underutilized, undervalued, And in a creative role, like my role is as a creative writer, I need time. I need time to let my creativity come out. And if I don't have time, then what's the point? You could just have anyone in there just like writing shit, animating shit. You have these people in because they're creative and they do a really good job. But when you don't allow them the space to be creative, it's just not good. Not to brag, but recently I did win an award nationally recognized by my industry, but pretty prestigious. And you'd think the bare minimum of winning an award such as that would be pay rise. When I asked for it, it wasn't met. People at my level in the industry just aren't listened to a lot of the time. My company, luckily, I'm very happy with, and I like working with them, despite them not giving me a pay rise. But, these issues are prevalent in literally every area of media. And it's disappointing, and it needs to change, and it's people just not appreciating the value of art in any form. In media, you have your talents, right? The people that are shown off to the world in TV, these are the actors. In, live TV, it's the anchors. In radio, it's the presenters, What is it for, in this case, for MAPPA? Who's their face?
Well, I mean, the face, there really is no face. The face is essentially the animation that's produced.
Yeah.
Because, you have the anchors and the presenters, and they are doing the work, and they are the faces you see, but you just see the animation, and you don't really hear about the animators.
Yeah, and I think that's a commonality for the media industry, Everyone behind the scenes is working to create that flawless product. To anyone's going to look at this animation and have no idea what's been going on behind the scenes. Anyone's going to watch a movie and not know what's been going on behind the scenes. But there are so many people that work so hard in these industries and are often overworked and underpaid and undervalued, but they do it because they love it. At the end of the day, it's like all of these tough conditions, right? But you do it because you love it and you're so excited creatively by it. But when you get such bad conditions that it draws that line of going, okay, this is too much. I love this, but this is too much. And so it's good that they've been able to come out and be brave enough to come out and do that. The same thing happened with the writers' strike in America, you know?
Yeah.
They were like, this is too much. We're being underpaid. We're being undervalued. Let's strike. And it worked. You know, talking up not all of the time works, but it's a good starting point. And so hopefully by these guys at MAPPA talking up, hopefully it will help the conditions, or maybe not just for MAPPA, but for other animation studios as well.
Yeah, hopefully there's some sort of solidarity in knowing that other studios out there have animators that are going through similar conditions. And if these animators at MAPPA are standing up to the issue and taking action, then we could see a rippling effect throughout the other studios. And it seems that we hear this issue time and time again, but it seems this time around it's really caught wind a lot more than what I've seen. So enough for me to sit here and address it with you as well, with your knowledge of the industry. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just really bad that I can watch this and enjoy, have so much fun, and be just blissfully unaware that the conditions that went into making it are just downright awful.
Look, it's like a duck swimming on the water, right? Duck on the top, they look beautiful, they're graceful, they're just like cruising along the water. Underneath their little flippers, that's all of us workers and us writers and filmmakers just going for it, trying their hardest to make the top part just look flawless. And it's a lot. And it's tough work. And it's not something that people do without a passion.
Yeah. This is honestly a make or break point. Like, we have heard in the past rumblings of people outcrying about terrible conditions, similar to this, right? But the amount of traction that this has gotten over the last few days, and the fact that this anime is continuously going right now, like on a weekly basis, it's ongoing. This is a real make or break moment. And because of the popularity of Jujutsu Kaisen currently, season 2, and at the point in which they are in the animation, right? It makes me really consider, are they going to go and do something? Like, what is going to be the fallout from this? Are they just going to drag some people in to try to keep the train moving forward? Or are there going to be delays? Is there going to be some sort of statement? Is there going to be a change? I really hope to God that there is a change, because it really, really upsets me beyond belief to see these things that I treasure and like love and really appreciate so much, and everything behind it is just so dark and awful. And I don't want that. I don't want that for anybody. I only want people, you know, I'm a really optimistic person, right? And like, sure, my beliefs may not be totally realistic, but I only want the best for everybody. And especially when it comes to the things that I enjoy, like, I have so much appreciation for the animation that's gone into this series, and like the reception online has been amazing. And like, it's no surprise why. If you've seen Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 from Studio MAPPA, it's like nothing short of incredible. I love it, but it just really pains me just to know that this has been happening behind the scenes, and it definitely it must change. It must change. And I know that my words may not do any sort of difference, but all I can hope is just to keep this conversation going and hope that there is a change, because there needs to be one.